How to stop your thoughts? Firstly, why would you like to stop your thoughts? Because most of the times they are shit. You spend a couple of minutes looping into a thought, a possibility, maybe a memory or something about the future, and you kind of get stuck in the past or the future. The past has been done, it doesn't exist anymore, and the future will happen on its own accord. The point is, you're missing out the the present. Maybe say in a broader perspective, today you could have enjoyed your dinner really well because your mom cooked a pizza for you, which she doesn't which she doesn't usually do. But you are thinking about your boss, that he's gonna fire you, which is a possibility. But in that moment, the thoughts have been looping in your head when you're at the dining table and you're not able to even enjoy the food that you get. This is just a broad example, but this has a deep essence. I don't want to talk what thoughts are. Uh, I'll leave that up to you. But I will tell you what not to do. Think of think of it this way. I'll give you an analogy. Say that you want to take a good, relaxing bath in a tub. So there is this still water, warm still water, and you enter the tub and you lie down, and you can see the ripples of water being formed. Let us consider these to be the thoughts in your mind. So, how would you stop these ripples? Because if there are no ripples, that means you have no thoughts, no ups and downs, and everything is still. And sometimes we like to stay that way. So, how would you stop? The moment you even move your body a bit in order to say stop the water, you're causing more disturbance in the water, more turbulence in the water. So you can try. There is no, it's there. It's not. It's impossible for you to use your hands or your feet or any of your body and stop the ripples in the water while you're in the water. So how would you stop the ripples? You would just wait. You would wait because after a certain time, the water becomes still by itself. That's pretty much what meditation is. You will reach to a point in time where you just can switch on and off your thought process. And sometimes, no, sometimes that's not possible. The thoughts keep coming, but the point is, they are not as strong. They don't overpower you, they don't overpower your mood. You still have all the peace and the control over your mind all the time, and that's a very good thing because nobody wants to be a slave to their mind. It's not a nice thing. So this is something that you're not supposed to do. Don't don't ever fight a thought with a thought. It's not going to work out. You can try. You can try. uh, I'm not saying whatever I say. I'm not saying whatever I say. Fuck my English. I don't want you to just believe in whatever I say. I want you to figure it out for yourself, so please do that. So that's one thing. And the next question that I want to talk about is, what would happen if I suddenly turned off the thoughts in your head? Yeah, so think of it this way. No, you are this person and you have all these thoughts going on in your head all this time. What if I, as a superhuman or someone as God, could just switch off the button of thoughts or the loop of thoughts in your head? What would happen? Do you think you're gonna die? Or do you think you stop to exist? Because if you have been in the belief in the acceptance or the belief that you are your thoughts, whatever you think, this is Kaustubh. Like Kaustubh thinks about playing guitar, so the thought comes to Kaustubh's head, so that is what Kaustubh is. And if I don't think that way, then Kaustubh stops to exist. Then it's not that way. You realize that when I turn off the switch, you just come to the present moment. And what do you mean when I say present moment? because time kind of keeps on flowing like water. There is no particular time which I can say now. Now is just on. It's just keep on. It's just going on. It's just going on and on. There is no one particular instant. It's just instant after instant, like frames per second. So you would come when I stop the thoughts in your head, when I turn them off, you just come back to the present. And the present may be the way you're breathing. You're not controlling it because breathing is pretty natural. It's also involuntary, or else you would die in your sleep. And maybe you could feel the warmth in the room, the colors in front of you, the sound of my laptop. That's the beauty. You can either stay in the present and not have any thought at all, or you can either stay in your mind and miss out on the present. That's very funny. You can't do both. You either get lost in your, that's why they say you get lost in your thoughts. You either get lost in your thoughts or your analysis, and you have no consciousness of what the way you are right now, maybe how you are sitting down, or the way you're maybe shaking. There have been times when people keep moving their feet. They're not even aware that they're moving their feet because they are existing in their mind, and they are not even aware how their hands or their fingers or their body, in what position it is, in what posture it is. So that's what I'm talking about. So if I could turn off thoughts in your head, you would just come to the present. You would just drop into the present moment, and the present moment is good because the present is the only thing that actually exists. So the question that comes up is, how do I come to present? And that's what meditation practice is. I will just tell you how I followed, or how I grounded myself to the present. There are multiple techniques, but understand that techniques are not important, because I'll tell you what the problem with techniques is. If you start off with a technique with the breathing, say, okay, I'm supposed to breathe in and out slowly and hold on to the breath. Or maybe you hear something and you hold on to that. Maybe that you can see you have some meditation bells ringing in your phone, or you just ring a bell and you just hear the bell and you just keep hearing the bell. That is your practice of meditation. That is good because you're just starting off, because all this time in your life you have been dwelling in your mind. So meditation is just like a homework or a practice where you're teaching yourself that this is not it. Dwelling in the thoughts, getting lost in the thoughts is not it. So you have to get out of it. So this initial practice is meditation. Once you start living in the present, meditation is not required at all. So why don't please don't hold on to the technique, because if you choose a technique, say breathing or maybe the bells, then you'll be dependent on it. That becomes another barrier in your life when you want to become better, uh, or stay present in a marketplace. It becomes much harder for you because you have made that thought in your head that only if I breathe in my room with nobody around me and no music and no distraction around me, only then is when I can be present. And the thing is, when you start being present, you start feeling more calm, and that becomes an experience that you want to get back again and again. But if you keep up to one technique and hold on to the technique, then that becomes a barrier. So be very careful when you learn meditation techniques. Don't get attached to them, but just let them go once you get the knack of being in the moment. It's worth it. It's my personal experience. Don't take my words, but try it out sincerely for 3 to 4 weeks, and you start seeing changes within you that you have never felt before. You feel like you have seen something in life which is impossible. Everything feels very different and it feels very good. Don't take my word. Please try it out and stop dwelling in your thoughts.